All right. Welcome, everyone, for ASAN Agent Seminar and Networking or ASAN 2022 pilot. Today, this session, I'm Karthik. We have the gracious support of Dr. Shanta Mohan and Professor Mala Nehru, and a score of other volunteers and professors who have taken this time to help the students of CEG. So welcome. So the agenda today, it's fairly an introductory session with leaving a lot of time for questions, really. So we'll introduce ourselves, who we are, who the team is, and I'll talk a little bit about the organization that we are part of and that's coordinating this effort, called the CEG Alumni Association of North America. And then talk a little bit about where this program or this seminar fits in the organization. We run a student mentoring program called ASAN Agent, and dive into the specifics of this seminar, which is ASAN 2022. And we'll also dive right in, and there is already an assignment assigned on the Google Classroom site. So we'll talk a little bit about it and really open up for more discussions and questions. This session is mainly to answer any logistics questions. I already see some of them coming by email. So this is really an opportunity to talk about it and discuss. I think I don't have my video on, so let me turn on my video. All right. All right. So a little bit of an introduction to myself. I'm Karthik. I graduated from CEG in the year 2000 from the computer science department. My background, I spent some my early years in Chennai and Madurai, elementary and middle and high schools, before coming to CEG and moving to University of Virginia for graduate school, and then for both master's and PhD, and with a couple of internships in Microsoft as well as Google, and then joined Intel in Intel Labs, so the research division there, which is where I've been for the last 13 years. And recently, the last couple of years, started volunteering with this amazing organization called CEG Alumni Association of North America. So that's a quick an intro of who I am. And we have, in terms of the program, the reason how it's even possible is because of an amazing group of volunteers. I'm listing the CEG faculty as well as SIGANA volunteers here. Professor Mala Nehru from the Department of Information Science and Technology, Dr. Shanta, who is hosting this session. She is actually an EC 1971 alumna, and Khalil, Mr. Khalil is also here, and you will see and hear him hosting some of the sessions pretty soon. And Mr. KG, and Mr. Khalil is from Tripoli 1988, and Mr. KG, who will be joining in some of the sessions in the future as well, who is from the mechanical department of 2014. So we are very, very grateful for the volunteers without whom none of this effort is possible. And a little bit before we go introduce the faculty, we want to take a few moments to share what SIGANA is. So SIGANA is a CEG Alumni Association of North America. It's a non-profit organization, 100% volunteer-driven, and it has two main arms, or two main focus points, if you will. Many activities that are student-focused. We run a mentoring program called ASAN Agent. We support students with scholarships in collaboration with the Knowledge Foundation in Chennai, as well as many batch-driven scholarships. And we have in the past worked and continue to work with CEG in improving a lot of infrastructure, English communication of students, and so on, mock interviews, and many alumni focus activities as well, including alumni mentoring and many networking opportunities within the alumni. So that is SIGANA, and the student mentoring program is a part of SIGANA. It's called ASAN Agent. So the URL there is right there for if students do not know about it. I would encourage you to check it out. It has a wealth of information, and I think students will really benefit from it. The vision of the ASAN Agent program is really to be the platform of choice for connecting CEG students with CEG alumni in North America. The mission is twofold. We have one student-focused mission to empower the CEG students to really leverage and take help the collective strength of the alumni in North America, as well as really enable the alumni to give back, to give back and share their expertise with the students without having to leave their homes through the internet. Just like how we are doing today. We are able to connect across, from the other side of the world to be able to help the students. And the way we accomplish these are through the mentoring program. Ask a CEGEN mentoring program has one-on-one as well as group mentoring, where students sign up, and alumni who want to offer advice, they also sign up, and we connect them so that they can then schedule one-on-one or group sessions with the mentors and offer advice. And it can be one-off sessions or ongoing sessions continuously. We also organize webinars where alumni can share their experience, maybe career advice with students. And all of these videos are available also on the SIGANA YouTube channel. And another piece of arm of Ask a Agent is what is called the GOLD database. GOLD stands for Guindy Online Live Database. What it is, an offline, I should call it a Wikipedia for CEG or engineers, if you will. So it talks about, a lot of knowledge that used to be passed on batch to batch in a tribal manner, if you will. This is just an online space to store some of those. So one of the most popular articles in there is to how do I apply or apply to grad school, and there is a detailed article describing the mechanisms and the right choices to make and resources available and so on. So, and not just this piece, there is a whole variety of articles in there that it can be very helpful for students. So if you're not if you are not aware of it, check it out and really share it. Share the URL there, tiny.cc Ask a Agent, with all your friends, other classmates, and do take advantage of it. And now that brings us to the fourth arm of Ask a Agent, which is ASAN. So Ask a Agent, Seminar, and Networking. That's what the acronym stands for. So what is ASAN? ASAN is a Tamil language word for teacher. And the program really aims to connect the students in CEG with teachers in North America. The objectives of the program are there are a few objectives. So the most important one is really the exposure to role models from CEG. The professors, the faculty members that you will meet over the duration of this course, they have been in the same hallways that you have been, that you are today. They have walked the same hallways. They were students once in the same institution that you are now students of. So it's really, these are really not people from another planet or anything like that. you should reach out. It's really to help develop the confidence and the dreams, if you will, for the students. So that's the primary objective, to be able to connect with role models from CEG. These can, if this line of or this career is interesting to you, few years down the line, you may be doing the same for other students. So it's really, that's the primary objective for the seminar. But also, all of that is even makes sense or possible only with a strong technical focus. And there, one of the in serving as a mentor in Ask Us Agent, one of the popular items that came into the front was the students. Many a times the gaps that exist in the understandings of students, and COVID doesn't make it easier either. It's the last couple of years have been really challenging, and we wanted to see if we can at least touch a little bit about it by bringing outside the textbook challenges. So both in the academia as well as from industry. So we have many academic experts and also some industry experts who will be joining, and to share some of their ideas. And it can also it's great that the professors want to give back and help the students, but it also is there is an untapped opportunity, if we can say so, where there is really, other than a few universities where there exists a pipeline with CEG, where the universities know CEG really well. We really want to see if there can be in the long term, there can be a graduate research or recruitment pipeline that can be established with CEG. With these objectives, the outcomes that we desire for the students is actually very simple. We want the students to enjoy and share our interest for the technology, and so we really hope this webinar or the seminar will help in the enhancement of technical interest and both the interest as well as capability in the students. So the format is going to be unique. It is a technical buffet, if you will, where you have 2 to 3 lectures per week from 10 different faculty. You have the opportunity to interact with 10 different faculty members from all 4 departments that the students are from: computer science, ECE, EEE, as well as IST. So this is an opportunity to interact with the variety of faculty members, and because it's such a diverse group of professors and topics that you'll be interacting with, it is by design broader than deeper. So we clearly will not have the time or focus required to go very deep into any one topic, but really that's why it's more an appetizer part of the buffet, if we could say so. There is a large array of topics that are planned, and we actually encourage the students to participate, ask questions, really take advantage of the opportunity that's this course. And now about the main the stars that would be actually presenting and sharing their expertise. Because I've put their photos in here, but really by choice I've not put too much of their names, affiliations, their years of graduation, and so on. The reason is because you have an assignment coming up that will ask you to do so. So the professors are listed here in the order of appearance, where they'll come talk to you. So starting Wednesday, you'll see the first Professor Gerald Susai Raj. He'll come talk to you, and after that, Professor Jag or Jagannathan Sarangapani. I'll talk to you again from as one of the industry experts as well, and then Professor Suresh Subramaniam will be talking to you. Maybe I should point to, so this is Professor Gerald, Professor Jag, myself, Professor Suresh, Professor Bhuvana Krishnaswamy will be talking to you next on some networking topics. And then Professor Ram Durayrajan is here too. He'll be talking to you on internet data science. And Professor Soma Isakiappan will come talk to you next about powertrains or power electronics and transportation. Professor Srini Tridandapani will be talking to you about biomedical applications alongside Professor Divya Srinivasan. And then finally, to finish the series, Professor Siva Raghupati would actually talk to you about entrepreneurship and customer discovery. So we have all these array of great professors who will come talk to you and will give you the opportunity to interact with them directly through email, through our Google Classroom site. So please take advantage of it. So what are the topics? I touched upon them briefly. So we'll mention how long each topic takes here too. So we are in the introductory session, the session where we introduce the program and the structure. The first block is made of 6 sessions, 2 each covering topics for introductory programming, machine learning, and computer architecture. There are, after those 6 sessions, we'll switch gears to go into computer networking and the internet, where there would be about 8 sessions offered by 3 professors talking about networking. And then again, switch topics to go to electric power systems and transportation for 4 sessions. And biomedical applications for 4 sessions as well, before topping it off with entrepreneurship and customer discovery for 2 sessions. Finally, in the last session at the end of May, we'll have a conclusion to gather together and really share any feedback in one place. So this is the overall chronology of the sessions to come. And here I'm putting up a tentative schedule. The tentative word is very important. We are, so many people are organizing and offering their time. So it's really not possible to for us to stick to maybe just the same Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, or any fixed schedule like that. So we do we expect that these dates and timings actually are subject to change. But whenever they change, we will inform the students ahead of time so that you're not surprised. So this is a tentative schedule starting this week in March, going all the way to the end of May. So I mean, you can see this also on the website, and this is more an indication at this point. So the logistics, I think this is something the students would want to know. The last date to register for the course is 1 week from now, March 14th. Already, I see 44 participants, which means there are likely several students who are already registered, and that's probably how you got the email from us with the Zoom link that you're participating in. There is also, we're offering like a 1 week time after that to try this class. Really, if you try it, if you think it's worth your effort, it's great. If not, you can always drop. And the last day to drop after registration is March 21st. And we will have, this is a for credit seminar. So there is if you choose not to drop but to register and continue, you will get on your transcripts, you will get a letter grade for the work that you're doing. So the assignments and grading policies will be determined by the individual faculty members, whoever is handling a particular session. And this is done in collaboration with CG. CG faculty members, we will do it in collaboration with them. And keep in mind that much of this seminar is really attendance, because a lot of, it's not very deep in that you have, a big project or a deep assignments to work on. It's fairly, light to medium weight. So attendance takes priority. So please make sure, if you are interested in having the scores on your transcripts, please make sure you attend all the sessions. They will be, the lectures will be recorded, and they are online on Zoom, just like we are doing today, and offline after each session. We'll record it and post it on the SIGANA YouTube channel. The URL is tiny.cc/SIGANA videos. So you can check them out offline as well. But I would encourage students who want to take this for credit to really try to make it online for the sessions. And then because there are students outside this purview of sixth semester from these 4 departments who have expressed interest to join, but we have had to say no, unfortunately, because we can't really scale it to the scaling up. The grading is challenging. It's a lot of work from the volunteer side. So we have given them the opportunity to not really take it for credit, but they can view the videos on YouTube. So if you are participating in this for credit, so that you can have it on your transcripts, please join online as many sessions as possible. And stay in touch, stay abreast of your Google Classroom, as well as your emails that you have used to register on the website. So we'll use those to communicate with you, to provide new timings for a lecture, or maybe clarifying questions on an assignment, or communications to a professor, if you have a question to share with them, and so on, will be all done by email and Google Classroom. So please stay abreast of it, check them frequently, and then stay on top of them. And if you have any questions for us, the organizers, you can always reach out. help.studentmentor@sigana.org is the email. Some of you have already are aware of this and are asking great questions. Please keep them coming. So far, a few hours ago, when I checked, this was the count of students registered. We have computer science, ECE, EEE, and IST students registered. I'm not sure if the EEE and ISC students are aware of this much more. I know the faculty members have really tried to send many circulars to the departments and try to reach. But if it's something that the students can help really tell their friends, we don't want to miss out on any interested student from these 4 departments in the 6th semester. So please talk to your EEE and IST friends, ask them to join. We do have some space. I think we have about 77 registrants, and our Zoom accounts allow, without a problem, without any workarounds, 100 participants. So we have a handful of, some space left. Talk to your friends and see if they would be interested in joining. So with that overview of the course, let's dive right into the first assignment. So the purpose of the first assignment is to really get an introduction to the professors. It's one thing to listen to a lecture and see photographs and see, it's all great, but really we want your input. We want you to spend the time to really know the professors. So if you have not done so already, please register here. This is the course website where you can register, and check your email and if you had registered, you would have received an email for an invitation for Google Classroom. It would come from a particular email that's listed there, sk.siganamentor@gmail.com. It may have gone into your spam folders. We have seen that happen with some of the professors and students we have tried to onboard. So please check your spam folders and look for it. If you don't find it, email help.studentmentor and we'll resend the invite. But after you join, then you will be able to see the instructions for this assignment. It's the main principle for this assignment is go to the website. The website has a faculty page with all the professors' biographies and photographs and email and websites listed. So pick one or two professors whose work sounds interesting to you, not more than two professors, one or two professors, and then really spend more time, go to their website, read what their work is, maybe spend some time reading what some of their publications, maybe a review article or an introductory article, or look at some of the slides that they have presented in conferences talking about what they've done. I mean, it's okay not to understand anything at the first stage. I mean, this is you may not understand, and that's okay. Just spend the time just looking at what they have done, and if you can pick up one word or two from here and there, it's all right. Just pick up things that you think are interesting, and then after spending some time, the assignment asks to submit a 300 to 500 word write-up. So either as a PDF or a doc or a online Google Doc link, whatever it is, write up on why you think the professor's work is interesting to you. What do you find interesting about their background as well as their work, and maybe share some of, if you have any questions for them in that write-up as well. So that is the assignment, and you will see this also posted on the Google Classroom site. It is due 1 week from now, and please remember this. We may be assigning some. I mean, some professors may assign work, some may not assign work, but really much of the grading will really be 1 or 0 in the sense that did you submit it or did you not. So don't worry too much about it being perfect, but do submit it on time. It's due March 14th. So that is the assignment. So I think we are almost winding down to the main overall the introduction about the seminar. But I want to take a few moments to really share the spirit of this interdisciplinary seminar, if you will. If you look at technological progress in the last century, last 100 years, right? I mean, we have seen automobiles, or all vaccines, and increasing lifespans of human beings, where now illnesses such as diabetes and heart disease and cancer kill more than what infectious diseases used to do. So all of these progresses, or we fly from one corner to the world to another corner. We have connected the opposite sides of the world using networking or internet. We have robots and self-driving cars and so on. All of this technological progress in the last century has really come about when by people collaborating with each other. It's because human beings with different expertise, when we talk to each other and collaborate with each other, we're able to do such wonders. So it's innovation really happens when at an advanced level. Innovation really happens at the intersection of multiple disciplines, and that is the principle behind really making this course wide rather than deep, and really giving the students opportunity to interact with multiple disciplines, professors on multiple disciplines, although within the general realm of the four departments at this point. And if you look at what challenges are facing us, humanity. These are times of pandemic and war. It requires no no introduction. So whether it is the challenge of climate change or the challenge of access to fundamental resources such as soil and water, or when it's access to, how do you deal with the growing urbanization and challenges that we have in front of us? How do you ensure quality of life for all people in all walks of life, the whole world? How do you these? There are many extremely challenging problems that require unconventional and collaborative effort to solve. And as technologists and as engineers, that is the fun to participate in and really try to address many of these. Energy, for instance, energy independence. There are a score of these that require really interdisciplinary work. Let's say, the hot topic of the day, autonomous driving. If you have a self-driving car, the self-driving car doesn't drive itself with only mechanical engineers designing the car, or you need a variety of expertise in there. You want the hardware person to be able to put the microprocessors, the software person to really write the software to understand what's going on, and the mechanical engineer to be able to take the energy in the battery and deliver it properly, and so that the car can run very efficiently and safely. It's a bunch of technical disciplines interacting with one another. And we are in such a realm. So by design, this course can be, some of the topics could be outside your comfort zone. We have power electronics and transportation as one of the topics, biomedical applications as one of the topics. For a majority of the students here from computer science and ECE departments, that may be outside your comfort zone, and it's okay. It's by design. We have to learn to be students in one field while being experts in another. So that kind of a breadth is by design. But I believe it's we think it's fun. I think it's, as students, it's fun to learn, and it's okay if something is outside our comfort zone. We can all enjoy learning it together. So that is a little bit of the philosophy, if you will, behind this course. Make the best use of the opportunity. We have a great a team of experts that are coming to you. Please make use of make use of the time, engage them, reach out, challenge with any questions, but to really make the best use of the time that's available. So all the best. That's really all I wanted to talk in the first session, and really want to use a bulk of the remaining time. We still have I think about 20 something minutes, so I want to use the time to really address any questions the students have. And also we have fortunately we have some professors joining in as well, so if maybe we can give the volunteers and the professors an opportunity to address some of your questions, that would be great. So that is the overall principle. And then before we break out for discussions, I do want to highlight the next upcoming sessions. So Professor Gerald Susai-Raj is going to talk about his own, he'll introduce you to his work and his career, and also take the technical problem that or the technical topic that he's taking to discuss with you all is to how to solve a programming problem. So the session is upcoming on Wednesday and next Monday. So March 9th and March 14th at 8 o'clock IST. The same Zoom link as today. You'll be using the same one. And if there is any changes, we are doing this in a dynamic fashion, so it is possible that some of these details may change. If there are any changes, we will communicate with you by email and Google Classroom. So I did want to put this, the intro to the next session before we break out for any discussion, so that the students can and will participate in it. Please remember, at least 20% of the grade is attendance. So please do make it to these sessions. All right. That is really the end of what I wanted to say. So let me, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. help.studentmentor@sigana.org. And at this point, I will stop sharing and really open it up for questions, discussions from the students, from the volunteers, from the professors. Please go ahead. Shanta, I will stop sharing now. And do we have any questions coming up?
Not seeing any on the chat.
Yeah.
If you want to ask a question, raise your hand or post it on the chat, and then we can call on you. Don't be shy.
It's okay. Don't worry. I'm sure you have some question or the other. If anyone has a question, most likely all of, maybe half of the students will likely have a question. So don't be shy. Just shoot. It's all right. So maybe.
Karthik, I have a suggestion here. So while students are thinking about the questions, one thing that we could do is we could ask our students to type in chat what are they feeling about, how do they feel about the seminar based on the introduction that you just gave in 1 or 2 sentences.
Beautiful. So did you, I hope you heard Professor Gerald's suggestion. Students, when you're thinking about it, maybe take some time, a few sentences in the chat to share what do you think about the program from whatever you have heard.
And students, like one more thing that would be helpful for us here is, along with like telling us like what you think about the program, or how excited are you about the program, or how not excited are you about the program, anything like that. But along with that, if you could also tell us like what are some things that you are really looking forward to like get out of this program, and things like that, like feel free to like type it in chat, so that would be helpful for us to understand. Thank you.
And maybe when they're taking that time, I do also want our faculty members, Professor Mala is here, so CG faculty members, as well as our volunteers, Shanta, I see KG maybe also. I want to see if you have something to say. Professor Mala, do you have a few words to say? Likewise, hello, Professor Mala.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
So very nice. Yes, nice to see some of our students also here, our alumni. So I thank this SIGANA for helping our CEG students. It's a great task. Thanks a lot for SIGANA. And I'm also very happy that, proud to say that I'm also part of it. Okay. And one request I would like to request all our CEG, the current CEG students, to motivate their other peer students, okay, to motivate them to join this particular specific value-added course, okay. So you please, students, you please tell the importance of this course to your friends, ask them to join. Even I am actually handling, currently I'm handling 6th semester BTech IT students. We have given enough circulars and other things. In spite of that, I see only 3 students have joined from IST department. I don't know what is the reason. I think it has reached almost all the students, but then too, I think we have to motivate the students to make them join. Maybe they have some kind of fear or something in their mind. So that has to be erased. So specifically, Karthik, you have been talking about the grading and other things that will be put up in their mark sheets. So I think students maybe they are worried about that kind of grade. So I think I have to motivate them and tell them that they should not think more about the grade and other things.
Okay.
So as you said, it is only participation. They have to attend all the sessions. Attendance is compulsory. Other than that, let them do the work, and whatever grade that they get, anyway, it will be put up in there.
We want to make that very clear. I mean, when I say the grade, it's likely going to be just a pass or a fail type of a thing, right? So almost most people would all come out with flying colors. So really, don't worry that way. Just participate, enjoy the course, really.
I think students may have that in their mind. That may be the reason why less number of registrations specifically from EEE and IST. Maybe in the next class I can tell the students also. And students, I also request you to, as Karthik said, no, this is like a buffet. So you try to take a lot. Okay, your takeaway should be more. And also try to interact with all the faculty members and try to get a lot from these sessions. So thank you, SIGANA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. I am seeing the chat where the professors, the alumni faculty, are sharing that it's they're happy to interact with the students. If you would like to say a few words, Gerald, Bhuvana, I see Ram, and even Shiva.
Okay, so Karthik, I would like to share one quick thing with our students. I can totally understand and feel that, okay, probably no one is typing in chat or asking any questions. And when I was in their shoes, I would have felt the same way, super overwhelmed with, okay, so these are people, some professors from the US and other places. And so just this is a direct message to students. If you're feeling that way, please don't feel that way. We are people who were in your shoes a few years back, and now we are teaching here. At the same time, one more thing I wanted to tell you folks is, if at any point, if language is a barrier, and if you want to communicate in Tamil, and if the person's, for example, எனக்கு வந்து நல்லா தமிழ் தெரியும், so இப்போ தமிழ்ல பேசணும்னாலும் தைரியமா வந்து தமிழ்லயே கூட கேள்வி கேளுங்க.
கண்டிப்பா நல்லா தமிழ்ல பேசலாமே.
Language should not be a barrier here. Please do not worry that, okay, is my English good enough to communicate in this forum or anything like that. So நீங்க நம்ம எந்த லாங்குவேஜ், 2 லாங்குவேஜும் கலந்தோட நம்ம பேசலாம் இங்க. சோ அதனால தைரியமா கேள்வி கேளுங்க. ஓகேவா?
மிக்க நன்றி.
Oh yeah. Hey everyone. I'm like everyone said, this is a super exciting thing to be a part of, and I'm really happy to everyone who did bring me in. I do agree with Gerald. Sometimes it's hard to get that conversation started, right? So not to put you in the spot, but I'm going to pick someone randomly from this names that I see in Zoom and just ask them to say hi. One way you can get started on the conversation is to tell us, like Gerald pointed out, what you're expecting from this course. And even if you say, I don't know what I'm expecting, that's okay. Just tell us what your thoughts were when you registered for this course and what you're expecting out of that. And something boring that you did in the last week. I usually ask something interesting, but right now I don't have anything interesting to say. My last week has been boring. So I'm going to ask you to say something boring that you did last week. And the person that I'm seeing randomly is Ashwin Menon. Can Ashwin Menon unmute and speak, please?
Hello,
Sorry,
ma'am.
Ashwin. Problems of having A as your first letter. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes.
Something boring which I did. And I just watch a lot of sports, so I don't know. It sounds boring to some people.
And what are you expecting out of this, Ashwin, of this seminar series?
Like as the alumni said, like we get a brief introduction about many subjects. So, like in case you didn't know that you can combine this subject with the other subject, so you may get some knowledge in that. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
Thanks, Ashwin. That's really nice to hear.
And I would suggest, like, Ashwin, now you can pick some of your friends who are here or anyone at random to be the next person to introduce themselves, so that we could do this at least for like a few minutes. Not every, I don't think we'll be able to have everyone introduce themselves in this call, but at least we could do it with a few students at least. So go ahead, Ashwin, pick someone. It could be a friend or someone whom you don't know.
Someone you
okay.
totally hate. I think that's the person I would pick, but go ahead.
I'm picking Rishi Sundar.
Hello, I'm Rishi. So something boring I did in the last week. I don't know. I just recently watched the Star Wars movie Episode 4, which I hadn't seen in a long time. So yes.
Hey, that's not boring.
I mean, some people find Star Wars and stuff kind of boring. So, what I want to get out of this course is, it's really interesting for me to listen to like the speakers' experiences and how they've gotten to where they've gotten, and like whatever advice that they can give us, so that we could like follow in their footsteps. Yeah.
Thank you, Rishi. That's great. So go ahead and pick one of your peers, one other student.
I'd like to pick Vignesh Kumar.
Thank you, Rishi. Okay. So my expectations are like, I would really look forward for getting to know some old, not old, some students who study in our college who are right now professors. So I just looking forward to connections.
That's it, Vignesh. Your grade is totally going to be affected by this one comment, but go ahead.
Okay.
Just called us
and
all.
the boring thing which I did was I binged to watch a very bad series, which I thought was actually good. That's the most boring thing which I ever did. Thank you. And I have to pick someone, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna maybe if you ask all the men to pick, they're picking other men. I already see Shruti has been very brave, sharing some comment. Maybe Shruti, if you can share what you mentioned in the chat.
Oh, she's not going to be able to
Okay.
talk.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, no worries. Maybe if some women can share some of their thoughts.
Sahana, Bhavya.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Sahana.
Hello.
Hi.
So
I'm very glad that this opportunity was given to us, and we get to interact with the alumni of our college, and who've been helpful to us in multiple ways with this entire mentoring session and with the new value-added course as well. So I'm looking forward to learning from all of you.
thank you so much, Sahana. Do you want to pick somebody? I think we have maybe one or two students.
Sure. I'll pick Riksha.
Vriksha?
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm very good. How are you guys? Hope
We're
you
all
are
doing
well.
well. Thank you. So what do you, I mean, as Professor Bhavana was asking, maybe share one
Yeah.
thing that you did that was boring or exciting, and then maybe share a few words about what you are expecting from the course.
Okay. Something that was boring yesterday. I tried to watch a movie. I even forgot its name. I watched like 3 minutes of the movie and decided it was not worth my time. I mean, it was so boring that my mom and I finished our dinner in 3 minutes just because we couldn't watch it anymore. So that was one thing that was boring. And what I expect from this course is that, as you had mentioned, sir, many of the topics that would be covered later on in the courses are something that are out of our comfort zone for CSE and ECE students. So I'm actually looking forward to see what those topics have to offer. Probably I can relate to what CSE knowledge I have. I mean, how I can combine both probably if I decide to take it as a career option. Or many of the topics that are that are in the syllabus are to my interest as well. So I'm looking forward to this course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think this is all wonderful feedback, and you will, in the few minutes that we have, I do also want to see if any of the fellow faculty members that would like to say something. Ram, Shiva, Shanta, and volunteers
Yes,
too.
Soma Sundaram would like to, I think.
Hello, Soma.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
please.
Good morning, Karthik, and good morning,
Hello, good
everybody,
morning.
and good evening to all the students and friends in India. First of all, I would like to say Star Wars is not boring. Okay, so let's get the important things done first. And yeah, so I'm very much excited to meet all the students, and I'm happy to be part of this opportunity to share my experience and my research with the students at CEG. And thanks to SIGANA and Karthik for pulling all this together, and Professor Mala from CEG for kind of coordinating this at CEG's side. And of course, the stars in this movie, we're talking about a lot of movies this morning, are the students themselves, and I'm very excited to start speaking with them using these meetings.
Thank you so much, Soma. Do any of the fellow faculty want to say something?
I wanted to say something. So as I
Please,
mentioned in the chat already, one of the main reasons personally me, and also I think many other faculty here like want to do this or like doing the seminar is mainly to interact with our CEG students. And I think so one request that I have for students, like probably from the next lecture or the next seminar, is that if you could have at least like most of you could have your videos turned on. I think that would be an amazing way for us to see who are the people who are actually here, because it is so, what to say, it is so not so fun to just like speak to black thumbnails with just some names on it. Okay, so we would just love to see you and interact with you folks, and that is the main reason we are spending our time on top of other things that we're doing to be here and to share our like joy and enthusiasm for computer science and things, right? So, I mean, it's totally fine. We are not expecting you to be dressed fully, like in a formal manner or anything like that. Like, but if you could just like have your videos turned on, because I feel like whenever I teach a class, like I feed so much from the students and how they react to understand like how the class is going. So should we change something now and so on. So that thing is completely missing now. Just with the few faculty members and the organizers turning on, it feels so good. Just imagine if we could see so many of your faces here in the same Zoom call. So this is my humble request to all students. So please prepare yourself to be prepared to turn on your video. I mean, it's not a compulsion, but at the same time, it should come voluntarily. I'm having this as a request, as a way to, if you really think that you want to get the most out of this experience, please try doing that.
Thank you so much, Gerald. I think that's a wonderful thing. I think Shanta was mentioning also in the chat.
Yeah, I think we all need to be very cognizant of the fact that many of the students have a problem even connecting. So it's wonderful that they are here. And I don't know how much the data comes into play when they have to turn on the video. I think many of them may have constraints on it, so it's totally understandable. But whenever possible, turn on your video, even at least during the time when you are asking a question or participating in a conversation. It'll be wonderful to see your faces. I think the professors thrive on that, being able to see the face and be able to interact with it. Oh yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
having a profile picture helps too. You should adjust them. Yeah, absolutely.
And, you bring a very important point, Shanta. I mean, in the registrants, I see about 77 had registered. We have about 46 participants. So if you could talk to your friends, I mean, if it turns out that access just through internet is a challenge, then we'll work around and try to figure out. I mean, Khalil had this feedback, and maybe we'll try to get CEG's help in maybe reserving a hall or something even if it's at night, like one of the evening college programs where students can go to and maybe set up a projector and so on. So if that is if that's there, please reach out if access is an issue, and we'll find ways to work around it. Professor Mala is saying, yes, it can be done if it is needed.
Yeah.
So if it is needed, please speak up and don't hesitate.
Yeah, you can always send the email to the mentor. Yeah.
Anything else? I think we're on the top of the hour. All right. Shanta, would you like to say something?
No, I think this was an excellent suggestion, Karthik. Thank you so much for starting this, program. I think the alumni in academia would like to give back to CEG, and who else better than them to do that? And it's fantastic to see everybody participating. And on behalf of SIGANA, I really thank everyone doing this. And Karthik, you've been amazing. You've gotten this program off the ground single-handedly, and kudos to you. It's
all you guys, Shanta. It's all, I'm just feeding off of you guys' energy. Thank you. All right. Gerald has a wonderful suggestion. Maybe as the part of the first assignment, we should add profile pictures to Zoom. I think that's a very great idea. I will modify the assignment to include that, Gerald. I think it's a wonderful idea. All right. Are we done then? Say goodbyes. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Maybe talk to you soon. Bye-bye.